Welcome back to the Python 2026 series. Today, we are diving deep into encapsulation, specifically focusing on public, protected, and private members. This is a crucial concept for mastering object-oriented programming in Python, as it helps you control how your data is accessed and modified. So, what exactly is encapsulation? Imagine a capsule or a safe. It bundles data, which are your attributes, and methods, which are the functions that operate on that data, into a single unit known as a class. This restricts direct access to some of an object's components, preventing accidental modification and hiding the complex implementation details from the user. In Python, we manage access using 3 distinct levels: public, protected, and private. Unlike some other languages with strict keywords, Python uses underscore prefixes to denote these levels. Public members have no underscore, protected members use a single underscore, and private members use a double underscore. Let's look at each one. First, we have public members. These are the default. If you name a variable normally, like name, it is public. This means it can be accessed and modified from anywhere in your code, both inside and outside the class. It is the most open level of access and is used for data that you want to be readily available. Next are protected members. You create these by adding a single underscore before the name, like underscore balance. It is important to know that in Python, this is technically just a convention. The language does not strictly enforce it, but it serves as a strong warning to other developers that this variable is for internal use or subclasses only and should not be touched from the outside. Then we have private members. These are created with a double underscore prefix, like double underscore password. This is where Python gets stricter. If you try to access a private member directly from outside the class, Python will raise an attribute error, effectively hiding it from the outside world. But here is a secret. Python does not actually delete the variable or make it truly impossible to read. It performs something called name mangling. It renames the variable internally by adding the class name to it. This prevents accidental overrides in subclasses, but if you really wanted to, you could still access it using the mangled name, though you generally should not. So, if data is private, how do we use it? The best practice is to use methods. We create public methods, often called getters and setters, to interact with the private data. This allows us to add logic, like checking if an age is valid before assigning it, ensuring our object stays in a valid state. The most Pythonic way to handle this is using the @property decorator. This feature allows you to define methods that behave like attributes. You can access .radius just like a public variable, but behind the scenes, it triggers your method code. This gives you the best of both worlds: clean syntax and protected logic. To summarize, use public members for general data you want exposed. Use protected members with a single underscore for internal logic or data shared with subclasses. And use private members with double underscores for data that is strictly internal to the class logic. Understanding these distinctions is key to writing robust and professional Python code.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.